You're listening to HBCU Corner with the Urban Sports Team. I'm Wole, and I'm joined by my guy Ray Jeezy. HBCU Corner is also part of Black Sports Insider. All right, it's our Celebration Bowl post-game show. The Jackson State Tigers defeated the South Carolina State Bulldogs 28-7 in the Celebration Bowl. But before we provide our thoughts on the Celebration Bowl, let's handle some logistics. You can check us out on our website, which is www.urbansportscene.com. You can subscribe to our podcast on Spotify, Apple Podcasts, TuneIn, iHeartRadio, and other podcast platforms. Just search the Urban Sports Scene. Also, make sure you subscribe to our Urban Sports Scene YouTube channel. If you're on here right now, hit that red subscribe button and also like this video. Don't forget to tweet us at Urban Sports Scene. Hit us up on IG and TikTok at Urban Sports Scene, and like our Urban Sports Scene Facebook page. Also, join our Urban Sports Scene Facebook group. Search Urban Sports Scene, sports bloggers, sports podcasters, and sports debates. All right, Ray, let's get right into it, man. I mentioned the score, 28-7, Jackson State. They are the Celebration Bowl champions. What were your thoughts on what we saw today?
First of all, we both are rocking black, so that's one thing we got in common today. Number two is we both were accepted and almost went to South Carolina State. Today is not a day we want to represent the Bulldogs. However, Wole, you and I were texting throughout the game. I was watching the commentary. I've seen a lot of different people's points of view, and we all agree that T.C. Taylor was the better coach today. Yeah. And it's amazing how his team came out. They were the physical team. Shout out to our guy, Asaias X Guthrie, who started off the game with that sack. Like I said, you try to block him with a running back, he gained, 12 pounds of muscle in the offseason. And it showed right there. Jackson State was more prepared. They were more inspired. They were just ready, and they were better coached today. And you didn't expect them to have a guy like Herb Mulligan not even come close to rushing 100 yards, and they still dominate the football game. 2 questionable calls. It should have been an even bigger blowout. I was wrong, family. If you watched our preview show with my homie Darian over at Locked On HBCU, I said, if it's going to be a blowout, I said South Carolina State would be the ones doing the blowing out. And that did not turn out to be the case. So shout out to the Jackson State Tigers. Shout out to T.C. Taylor. Exciting times in that program and bigger things to come.
Yeah, I'm with you. You just felt like just by watching it and MEAC who just by watching it, it just seemed like Jackson State was the better team. I know, like you're saying, being prepared and whatnot, they were more prepared. It just seemed like they were more prepared. And obviously, I'm with you being out coached, but they just felt like the better team. Sometimes you watch a football game, you're just like, yo, that's the better team. Like quarterback play, Morgan outplayed Phoenix, right? Wide receiver play. They were making big plays at wide receiver. Look at that running back play. It's just that running back it wasn't really, or like you said, it wasn't really Herb Mulligan. It was more of the secondary back in Matthews. Matthews, who to me gave him a spark as the number 2 running back, as the change of pace back, who you saw once he got hit, he was still breaking tackles and going forward. It just felt like, other than maybe D-line play, to be real with you, and I felt like South Carolina State's D-line they performed well. Other than D-line play, I just felt like all around the board, if you try to break down every element of the football game, Jackson State was just better.
100%. And I don't want to be too critical of Coach Barry. His team had a phenomenal season. They were not expected to make it to this point, predicted to finish 4th in the MEAC. However, his team feeds off his energy. We joked in the preview to this game about how he would do the better pregame speech. And his pregame speech was dope. It was dope. It was totally dope. However, his body language showed a person that looked concerned. And I've never seen that from him. Yeah. Even at Benedict, I've never seen him look bewildered or look flustered. And today he did. I think his team fed off that. Although defensively, like you said, up front, they continue to bring it. But I just want to give a shout out to Jackson State on both sides of the football. All 3 phases, really. All 3 phases. They start out with a punt return. I did not like the call, as I mentioned before. I feel like they played a more complete game, and they always looked as they were the team that had the momentum. Even after the interception early in the second half, which many of us were like, okay, that's the spark South Carolina State needed. Yeah. Jackson State never wavered. And again, I think that's T.C. Taylor, man. He looked confident throughout. And he said that yesterday. Shout out to Kyle Mosley, who did that interview on Radio Row. He said, what are people going to say about Jackson State after this win? He said that we're the best football team in HBCU, and he showed that today.
Definitely did. So, mentioned about Coach Barry. Coach Barry bench HBCU National Player of the Year, Eric Phoenix, late in the first half, pretty much giving it the Hail Mary for Stubblefield, I believe. But your thoughts on him benching Phoenix first? And did you think, first off, I'm gonna add this caveat to it. Did you feel like that was a little bit premature?
I'll answer that first. I want to get to a comment though by Gina LaCroix real quick. Hey, thank you for pulling up with us and saying you were the underdog. You were ranked 15th in FCS, and South Carolina State was ranked 18th. So I don't know if you're the underdog, but a lot of people expected for South Carolina State to put up points. I did. So shout out to her for checking in with us, and that's a great point that many felt, and maybe that's why Jackson State came with that edge. They felt like they were being slept on. But to your point, I texted you. I also tweeted this out, or I posted this on X, that I felt like Eric Phoenix was definitely pulled too soon.
I agree.
Again, it showed where Coach Berry, I think, started to see the writing on the wall, and he was trying to pull whatever move he could to get a spark for his team. But I just felt like Eric Phoenix has been your dog all year. You've rode him. Now, I know your backup comes in against Morgan, plays exceptionally. I was there. And then Norfolk State, that game, they blow Norfolk State out, put up a lot of points in the second half. But still, Eric Phoenix is the guy, player of the year, that got you to this point. And I felt as though he could make plays with his legs. Even where there was nothing there, he could make plays with his legs. You should have kept him in. Because you have a backup quarterback in Stubblefield who he's mobile, but he's not Eric Phoenix. And I think Eric Phoenix, that dual threat was much needed with a Jackson State team that was bringing pressure from all angles.
I just thought it set a bad tone for the whole team. It just set it just said like you're panicking, like you're trying to. That's your guy. Like that guy got you to the dance. That's the guy. He's HBCU player of the year, and you bench him premium. The game is not a blowout. It's only 14-0. Like it's not even like it's not. It's like you showing that you have no trust in him, and it could be injury that could be playing a part. We don't know, but it just set a bad message to everybody in that locker room. To me, like okay, we're overly worried. Like we're overly concerned. You know what I mean? And like. It doesn't breed confidence, to be honest.
We got some excellent comments. I just want to say, as you look at some, shout out HBCU pass again, Gina LaCroix, man, Temp the Rap pulling up. But I felt like the end of the first half was indicative of South Carolina State because I told you, I texted you, I said, okay, maybe they're bringing in Stubblefield because he got a big arm, he can do a Hail Mary. He threw it straight to Jackson State in the half. I'm like, what was that? What was that? And I felt like that was indicative of the way the day went for the Bulldogs. I'm still feeling as though they're going to be disappointed, but it's not going to last long because they had a heck of a season.
They did, but I'm just saying, like in terms of this game, like to the point where the game wasn't over. Like it's 14-0. There's no need to like bench your starting quarterback. Like that's not a thing. That shouldn't be a thing. I just felt like, all right, because and I'm putting myself into it because I've been there before. Like as a basketball coach, like I got smacked in the mouth. And then I started panicking early, and we started like trying to find things early. And again, that nervous energy, you put that on your players. You know what I mean? Like you can put that nervous energy on your players. And now to a point where you're not just playing freely, you're not playing with confidence anymore. So now it's like you're showing doubt. So once he did that, I felt like, all right, you started to lose your team. It didn't make any sense. And then to me, when you saw him come back in the game, oh boy, is making plays. Now, granted, he missed some throws, but Phoenix started making some plays too. Now, you know what I mean? Like the game was a little bit more, out of reach. But it's like, stick with them. Like, stick with them.
Yeah, I agree with the panic. Mel, if you want to bring that back up, HBCU pass. The point he makes, the Bulldogs didn't rise to the occasion. Celebration Bowl week can play a toll on the team. The events and media leading up to the game can get to you. Now, I will say this. South Carolina State, even prior to this week, they had a lot of time to rest. They had a lot of time to think. And they were talking a lot about how they were doubted, how people didn't expect them to be at this point. And I felt as though maybe, just maybe, they were looking a bit past Jackson State. I know they wouldn't agree with that, but the fact that they felt like they were just underdog and everybody was against them, I felt like that played into their minds, and the rest time probably didn't help. A lot of arguments going back and forth amongst HBCU Twitter about should the MEAC have a championship game? Was there too much rest in between? We don't know, but today, Jackson State showed that they were the more prepared team, and maybe it's because they were coming off a big win last week. We don't know that. But you said hit the mouth, literally. That's what HBCU Pass is asking now. Did the long break hurt? I don't know. They
I'm gonna
crashed a lot.
say,
They had players dropping left and right, though. I don't know what that was about.
yeah,
And also, they just were out of sync. Eric Phoenix was injured, but still, you've been putting up points all season. I don't think it was supposed to be a dramatic drop off. We got to give all the credit to Jackson State for how they played defensively and how they played on special teams. That first crack on that return to start the game, I'm like, oh, they striking. And then our guy, Asayas Guthrie, gets the sack, runs right through again. They're running back. Jackson State was the better football team today, period. It wasn't about the break in my eyes.
Yeah, to me, it wasn't about the break because again, we always make the joke that the MEAC has been owning it. They've had the same break. like the MEAC owns this. They've had the same break. Like FAMU won last year. All right, it was different. I mean, they won last year, but we said this. The MEAC has been winning this tournament on countless times. We weren't using the argument. Well, was the break the break was an issue? No. It wasn't. Howard played a good game last year against a favorite FAMU team. They had the break.
Yeah.
So we can't use that argument. It's just I don't like arguments when a team was just flat out better than you. They're just flat out better than you. That's what happened. You know what I mean? Right. Like if it was one element of the football field that just overshadowed everything, that I would agree with you. But like I said, Jackson State, other than the defensive line, we can make the argument of who defensive line played best. I do think that I do feel like South Carolina State's D-line played very well. Other than that, Jackson State outplayed them on every level. So that to me tells you what team, like Rust, whatever. No, that was the better team, period. Like wide receiver play, quarterback play, running back play, you name it, they outplayed them. They even on the coaching level, special teams, they did it better than South Carolina State. So for me, I will never be on the argument side of the break because they beat them on so many different avenues and so many different aspects to a point where that can't be an excuse.
I want to hear from the Jackson State fan base about just the element that is not the elephant in the room, but it's the glaring notion that Coach Prime couldn't get this done, but TC Taylor got it done. Everybody checking in, I appreciate it. We see the comments. Everybody's saying that Jackson State was a more prepared team. We agree. And I wonder why. That's the question. We got some news about the MEAC coming up later on if y'all stick with us because the MEAC could be expanded, which could necessarily eliminate the break in the future. But that's not what this game was about. It was about Jackson State being a more physical team, the more prepared team, and the more, I want to say, mentally tough team. And and they were a better coach team. That's what it was all about today. I'm wondering if South Carolina State could go back and do something over, would they have prepared more for Jackson State's passing game? Because they were not prepared for that passing attack. It would, like Jay Walker pointed out during the broadcast, guys were running wide open. And Eric Phoenix threw for 168 yards on the flip side, but 67 of that was on one pass in the second half. It was just domination by Jackson State, period.
We got a comment from Keep It Up, fam. I called it and tried to tell people that Channesbury-led teams don't do well under the pressure of the bright lights. And South Carolina State losing to FAMU should have told people everything they need to know.
Yeah, that was competitive though, and South Carolina State was ahead in that game and winning for most of it, but couldn't close. So I thought it was going to be close. That's why I told Wally, I'm like, they haven't had that issue since the Tennessee Tech game. So I'm shocked, but that has been a criticism. Somebody texted me saying Channesbury teams under bright lights don't play well.
Oh, it's okay. He also added, I knew Jackson State was going to win the Celebration Bowl, and congrats because that trophy is going to look good next to the Walter Payton trophy.
For sure.
Next to Walter Payton. I will say, like, I'm not going to say like his whole resume that he can't coach well in the bright lights, but I will say though, this game was indicative. If that's your argument, you have a good point with this game. I'll say that much, because I mean, I don't want to keep going back to it, but benching Phoenix showed me like the pressure can get to you. Like benching him, like the pressure can get to you. Because typically, if it was like if your quarterback wasn't like your stud player, then I get it. But this is your stud player. You bench your stud player for the backup. That's wild. That's wild to me. You know what I mean? So I wouldn't typically say that, but I do see your point. If you're going to use this game as an argument, I won't deny it. Like, to be honest with you, I'll be like, all right, it makes some sense. James Bush said that was just a physical game. That game reminded me of how South Carolina State did us in 2021. Yes, I agree with that. It was that. I do agree with that.
Can we quickly talk about the lone bright spot for South Carolina State, which was Aaron Smith?
Yeah, go ahead. Go for it. I was going to talk about somebody else, but go ahead.
Well, no. Go ahead.
No, go for it. You can talk about
I'm
it.
just
Go
saying
ahead. Go ahead.
because he came to play. He was giving Irv the business, which is why Irv taunted him so much on that touchdown. I felt like he brought the energy his team needed. It's just nobody else came with him. Nobody else came with him on that South Carolina State defense, unfortunately. Although the D-line as a whole played well enough. But without those two questionable calls, I don't even think we even thinking there's a chance South Carolina State can win this game in the second half. Real talk.
Really, this game, like like Hunt said, it could be 48-7. Yeah, I just felt like this game was really one-sided, like period. But I texted you, I thought Smith was amazing.
Yeah,
I thought he was amazing. He played well. He was sideline to sideline. He was hustling on every play. I'm gonna give him his flowers. I thought he played very, very well. But for Jackson State, it's wild because I think they gave Forlinian like the player of the game. I think Capital One player of the game. But I told you, I thought Morgan deserved to be player of the game. I'm not sure if he got the actual true award, if there was another awards selected put out there, but he to me was by far like the best player on the football field. Just the way his accuracy, the fade route, his poise, is to stand in the pocket making throws. He had some pressure and still was able to make throws. I just felt like he threw for over 200 yards, 2 touchdowns. Like him because like Ray said, the goal was, and even Darian on locked on HBCU, he said like they're gonna probably try to take away Mulligan. That's the goal. You have to take away Mulligan, and we all expected that, right? Put a whole bunch of folks in the box to take him away. Well, they had Morgan out there who's ready, who's prepared to dice him up, just like Darian said he was capable of passing the football. Well, Morgan was capable of passing football. He succeeded in doing that. I just felt like, to me, he showed early that he was ready. You could tell early in the game, especially like the first, I think I want to say the first drive or the second drive, where he got smacked right up the middle, but still was able to deliver the ball on the money. I went up the middle for the first down. That's how I was like, okay, he's ready. Like he's locked in. So to me, he set the tone. I just felt like he, to me, was the star of the game for me.
One of the criticisms of Chinnisberry and that team was he had a bunch of D2 players. That was something that was said. It fueled this team this season. When they won the MEAC championship, that's all they kept repeating. Not bad for a D2 team, not bad for D2 coaches, not bad for D2 players. But today, Jackson State looked on another level. I'm sorry to say it. I think that South Carolina State is a program. They'll recruit well in the offseason, and they'll learn from this. But it's all about Jackson State today. And I just want to see, from a national standpoint, the love that Jackson State should get, because this wasn't just a great HBCU win. This was just a great FCS football game where Jackson State showed they were one of the top teams in the country, as their ranking showed. And TC Taylor's, I wonder if he's going to get some offers. I wouldn't be shocked. I'm telling you, he's shown the type of team that he can put together with the transfer portal, the climate of college sports and athletics. Mm-hmm. And I'm just impressed with the roster he put together. And the guys bought in.
Yeah, my man James.
Guthrie told us that. The guys bought in.
My man James said a sack on Phoenix. That first drive was a tone setter in the defense. He was, man. Shout out to Asayas, man. I'm proud of that kid, man. As y'all know, so I'm glad he's got his championship. We've followed Asayas since his time at Del State, and he's got this. I'm glad he has something to show for his hard work. So, and he played well. Like Ray was texting me. I was on my way back to kind of make sure I caught all the game. And he was like, "Yo, Asayas is starting to go in," and I was like, "Oh man, I gotta catch it. I gotta catch it." So I'm happy for the kid.
He should have had 2 sacks.
He missed one. He missed one. Yeah.
But keep it up, fam. Both comments are dope. Both comments are dope.
I'm gonna put it out.
That's what Asayas always stresses us. I'm gonna read it though. They just simply out-talented the rest of HBCU football based on their ability to recruit better talent due to being branded worldwide. Having Dion as a former head coach put them in this position. And I totally agree. I know that Jackson State was a brand before Coach Prime. Coach Prime elevated that brand. Yeah. And this is what Asayas tell us all the time. He said, there are always pro scouts at our practices. There's always eyes on the Jackson State program. That's why TC Taylor, that's why this is so impressive, because he had a lot going against him. He had a lot of eyes on him. He had a lot of pressure on him. And for him to deliver in a dominating fashion, I just think it's dope. I love Chinnisberry, though. I love Coach Berry.
You can read this one too as well.
I love this matchup. Didn't live up to the billing. I want to see what the TV numbers are going to look like, because for some of you, you're not a pure football guy. You might have turned this off because it looked like Jackson State was dominating that bad.
You can read this one too, since you on a roll with it.
That $185 million worth of exposure promotion did wonders for Jackson State, and they'll get a recruiting increase after winning the Celebration Bowl. Facts, all facts. Jackson State about to turn up. What is it going to be like in Jackson, Mississippi tonight, bro? Oh my God!
It's going to be lovely. I could tell.
Oh my God!
I could tell. George, the Tennisbury had a hell of a season, dominating nearly everyone in the MEAC. Yeah, he had a great year. Like Ray said, this should not be diminished. He had an excellent season. James Bush said, "Proud of y'all for showing him some love and letting him tell his story." Thanks, man. Appreciate it. Yeah. Asayas is a good kid. He's a great kid, man. He's a very good kid. But yeah, speaking on Coach Taylor, I asked this question to Darian about like if he won this championship, like what would this do for his his image and his image, right? He's won the championship, and he kind of heard it too on the telecast with Jay Walker. He stated it. He talked about how like, yeah, Deion couldn't do it, but he did it. You know what I mean? So what does it do for him now? Like you're talking about offers from other institutions, but what does that do for him now? Like he's won the big one in Jackson State, a former player there, a guy who has so much invested in that program. What does it say to him and mean to him?
It's amazing, and it's something that he dreamed about. That's why it's so special for him, because again, like you said, he played there, and I don't care if he does get fielded offers, he's not going anywhere. So I just want to put that out there. Yeah. I just wanted to kind of highlight what's now going to be the image of TC Taylor. People are going to say he's a high commodity on the coaching front, but I'm thinking like everybody's posting up 70 players, the turnover in his program, the fact that he was able to build his team and his staff. He has a dope staff too. Don't get it twisted. And Jackson State is the hunted in the SWAC. Jackson State is the hunted.
I'm laughing at this. Magic City.
Which one?
Magic City. That's what they do. Hey, y'all tripping. Oh man, it's hilarious.
That
this is what he said. Okay, I got you. This is funny. Now this is funny. No way. It's very position that
I got a question for all my Jackson State folk pulling up. So Jackson State wins
the blue flame though. I'm sorry.
Jackson State wins the HBCU national championship today. Travis Hunter may very well be the Heisman Trophy winner tonight. And people know Jackson, Travis, Shador. That they still got.
Shador may be the first pick of the draft.
It's gonna be a crazy night at Jackson State. They could be turning up in multiple ways, man.
Yeah. You want to read this one, Ray? I'll let you read this one, Ray.
My man Samori, thanks for pulling up, brother. How many HBCU head coaches have been hired by a major football school in recent time? So
major.
We just I don't know. Do you count?
Willie wouldn't count.
Willie Simmons doesn't count.
Yeah, he's a major program. Major program.
Now as assistants, yeah. I mean, you know, Coach Larry Scott was offered to Alabama.
Yeah.
Before he chose to stay at Howard.
But as a head coach, I think he's saying head coach.
As head coaches, it hasn't really happened.
Yeah, it hasn't really happened.
Travis Hunter better win the Heisman.
Yeah. Yeah, Florida International. Yeah, I wouldn't call that. Yeah, I know that being a Florida State. Yeah,
it's still a good look for him.
It's a good look, but major. I think you're talking about I think you're talking about major program. But that's a real good look though, because if he builds off of that, like that's even better. If he does well at Florida International, what he can do after, like he can jump from there to a big major program, definitely. So yeah.
Jackson State is gonna be off the chain tonight. I'm looking at the comments, man. It's gonna be dope. It's gonna be dope out there.
No, it's already. You can. I know it's lit. It's lit.
ATL is gonna be crazy tonight, and then, like I said, Jackson State's gonna be crazy.
But for you, like, who was your best? Who was your favorite player today? Who was the player that you looked like? Dang, he was really killing it today.
Well, listen, I know that Herb Mulligan didn't put up the stats that many would thought. You know, he averaged over 100 yards per game, 69 on the ground today. But something that Darian said too, leading up to the game, was it's going to take more than one person to get him down, and that was true. That was true. It was hard to tackle him. So it was hard to get a solo tackle on Irv Mulligan. So he continued to show why he was that bell cow all season, and that's why they rode him the way they did. But again, Jackson showed versatility. But yeah, I was still impressed with what Irv did, considering he was being keyed in on. The defense was keyed in on him, and he still showed how tough he is. Still scored 2 touchdowns. Shout out to him for all he's been through personally, and the fact that he comes out on top of it.
Oh yeah, Prime. That's be the one. Prime would be the one, I guess. Yeah, I just forgot about Deion. Yeah, Deion would be the one, I guess. That's Deion. Though. It's different to me. This is a good question about HBCU pass. If both teams played again, is the game close? I'm gonna ask you that question.
Based on what we saw today, so if we factor in that now you have an opportunity to watch film how you played against this team, maybe Coach Berry makes it closer. I don't see South Carolina State winning though under any circumstance.
Yeah, I think when you coach, anytime you coach, you see somebody for the second time, things will be a little tougher.
Yeah,
I don't know if they win though. Close, yes. I would say if you have good coaches, it should be close. But I don't think, because they got dominated on almost every level. I would say it could be close, but they would still lose. You know what I mean? That's how I would kind of. Yeah,
I'm just looking at X, man.
These comments are funny. I know Deion, man. Yeah, true seeker. Nah, Deion probably happy for him, man. I know people he's probably happy for him, man, for real. I got him winning. Keep it up, fam. Since I got him winning the award, and with Jackson State trending, I predict a shout out during his speech to the university. You talk about Travis Henry, yeah. Travis Henry, I can see that. Travis Terrell didn't play after the first quarter. Yeah, after the run, right? Yeah, he didn't play. That's true. I was looking for him because after the kickoff return, I was looking for him. I didn't, so it was after the first quarter. That makes sense. The dude after the punt return that didn't count. Yeah, I was looking for him. I was like, where is he?
Correct me if I'm wrong. Those out in the chat, especially Jackson State folks, if we were told correctly, Coach Sanders, Coach Prime, Deion, whatever you want to call him, he called Ed Reed first, though, right before he wanted TC Taylor to become the coach. Isn't that true? Is that not true or not? Because my point is you got the right guy at this point. You know you got the right guy, but I don't know if he was Coach Prime's first choice or not. That's what I'm trying to remember. Can't remember that.
I thought he was. I thought he was. I thought he was his first coach choice. I thought he was though.
Oh, okay. I mean, that's what I'm asking.
Yeah, he was. Oh, you're right. He said, he never wanted TT. Okay, you're right, right.
Okay. Yeah. So now I'm just
everybody's
saying,
with you. Yeah.
He is proven not just Coach Prime wrong. He's proven so many doubters wrong, man. That is dope. I mean, in a dominating fashion. This is not just your average. You pulled it out. They control wire to wire and show why they were a more dominant team, and also why they, like I said, they were one of the best teams in all of FCS. So yeah, man. I'm so happy for TC Taylor right now. I didn't even go to Jackson, but I want to drive to Jackson tonight. I want to have some fun with my old self. You know what I mean?
Hey, I want y'all to in the chat to see if y'all agree with me. Don't y'all feel like that Jacoby and Morgan should have been player of the year, player of the game?
Ashley Robinson selected him. Wow. Some people saying Coach Prime had all the faith in the world in him. Nah.
Yeah.
Nah, he wanted Ed Reed. I'm pretty sure that's what we called first.
Okay.
Yeah.
I just want to know because I feel like Morgan. Yeah, thank you. Yes, thank you. I figured. Yeah, I feel like he should have been player of the game. I don't know I ain't get that at all. Yeah, what Morgan did horrible. No, when at what Morgan was good today. Today Morgan was good. You thought Morgan was bad?
He found the mismatch and
Morgan was.
They exploited that.
Dude, 5 for 21, 233 yards, over 11 yards per pass, 2 touchdowns. He had the 1 interception, which I thought the fade route for his first touchdown was good. He said, I was at the game. I wasn't impressed. You weren't impressed? Oh man, you tough.
You impressed. I mean, listen, maybe that speaks to South Carolina State's defense. Yeah. Maybe that's what it says.
Thank you. Look, Morgan played an excellent game. Yeah, I figure.
I like Irv too.
I like Irv too. I saw Irv was. Irv. They game plan for Irv. It's not Irv. I'm saying they game plan for Irv. Like obviously, Irv had 25 carries for I think 69 yards or something like that. Like Irv was. Irv was cool, but you could tell like his average yards per carry wasn't great, but you could tell they gang tackled him. Like they didn't care about the passing game or the receivers, obviously.
Listen,
obviously.
Y'all heard what Jay Walker said on the broadcast. This was the most anticipated Celebration Bowl / HBCU National Championship ever. Did it live up to the billing, considering how dominant performances was for Jackson State? Your thoughts?
Say what you say, because somebody said
something else. Did it live up to the hype that this was the most anticipated Celebration Bowl in this game's history?
Nah, because it wasn't competitive. No, it wasn't competitive.
Sometimes you like that dominated performance.
Nah, I like competitive.
I wanted Georgia.
I like last year's Celebration Bowl was better.
Ooh,
it was competitive. It was down the road. It was down the wire. It was competitive. I like it needs to be a thriller. Like it can't be one-sided. As much as I wanted X to get a championship, I still wanted a great game. That wasn't competitive. You know what I mean? Shout out to Jackson State for making it that way, but I wanted a competitive game.
Look at True Seeker's question. Y'all think TC leaving like Willie did after he won the Celebration Bowl? I think just because
I don't think so.
You know what?
I don't think so.
I can't say definitively. I was saying, he played it.
It should have been 40. Yeah, I agree. It should have been worse.
Let's just say, for example, Ole Miss wants to hire him as like a defensive coordinator or offensive coordinator. I'm just saying a coordinator position.
Mm-hmm.
I think you got to strongly consider that.
Yeah, you should.
I think Willie Simmons, he wouldn't be a position coach at Duke.
Yeah,
still, it was a great opportunity.
What was it? Duke?
Yeah, he went to Duke.
Yeah. His position, he was like an offense. He was offensive. Was he OC?
No. He was like quarterbacks or running backs.
Yeah, I know. I just know he was an offense. He coached the offense. He was a position coach.
He was a position coach for sure.
Yeah.
Man, TC's going. I said that like 10 minutes ago. He's going to get some offers. It's coming.
Yeah, he goes.
With the way he recruited and the way they dominated and the way his guys trained this all season.
TC actually values HBCU ball.
He said Jackson
State was his dream job.
He could get $500K. He could get that.
Yeah.
He said
to me said TC actually values HBCU ball. He said Jackson State was his dream job. So no, I got you, bro. You ain't got. I know what you're talking about.
Yeah.
Wow.
It's $750K now. That's gonna be tough to get out there. Maybe you do this again next year.
Yeah, if you repeat though, you gotta repeat.
If he repeats like the great Coach Jones in Norfolk State says, do it again.
Yeah.
He did it once, do it again. But we don't want to think about that right now because I know he wants to just focus on celebrating.
You said Willie said out loud his plan was always FBS. Okay, yeah.
Oh, yeah, that's true. It
depends on what drives you.
Money talks, though. You will admit.
El Hombre Negro says it was that kind of game. Jackson State played fundamental sound. Yeah, football. I agree. To me, that's what they did. They were hungry, and to Ray's point, they were hungrier too. To me, they were hungrier. But I don't like saying that, but it's the truth though. It just looked like that. Because I do feel like the defense for South Carolina State, the front seven, I felt like they were hungry. The front seven was hungry.
Okay,
they kept being hurt though, but they were hungry.
We didn't like the calls that we felt kept the game close. However, two plays that really hurt South Carolina State was this. One, that offsides on that field goal attempt, that hurt because you gave Jackson State a first down.
The kick.
Jackson State punches it in. Then you finally seem like you about to get a stop down 21-7 after Eric Phoenix scores, and you get a face mask on that third down stop.
Yeah.
That killed every comeback attempt. That killed it for them. And then I felt like they didn't use timeouts that they could have down the stretch. South Carolina State had their chances for different reasons. Those two plays, I think, were key in ensuring that they didn't have an opportunity to even make it close.
Also, I felt like,
you dominate all three phases. Do you say Casanova? How you pronounce that?
I think Casanova. Oh, Casanova.
Casanova. Hey, bro, appreciate you for listening. Like and subscribe, by the way.
But everybody who on here, like and subscribe.
All three phases was dominated.
Mm-hmm.
Like somebody said earlier in the chat, that kick, that punt return, yes, there was a flag on that, but that set the tone along with the Guthrie sack. Shout out to E6 again. We gonna keep on giving our guys.
You know
love.
what?
Came for the MEAC
because this is weird. Still, at least a condition killed South Carolina State as well. I didn't get the cramping. Everybody kept cramping. Okay, I got you.
Yeah. That's what
I didn't get the cramping.
Or Houston or one of them. I don't know. Let me.
It's gotta be K.
Gotta be K. Jackson State leading in attendance this season. Jackson State band representing. Jackson State wins the national championship, HBCU national championship. What a year for Jackson State football. What a year for Jackson State football. And what does the future hold now? Where do you go from here?
Yeah, that's a good question. Where you go from here? Like
you dominate, you dominate in attendance.
Yeah,
you dominate on the football field. 8-0 in the SWAC East. I don't know how you lost to Grambling, but that doesn't matter at this point. Where do you go? Where do you go from here? Jackson State football. You're gonna lose some key players, including our guy. He's done at Jackson State. But wow, Isaiah Bolden pulled up for the game. I know that much. At one play, I was looking for Shallow Sanders to put something out there. He might have on Instagram. I have to look because he loved Jackson. Graduated from Jackson.
Oh, here Q. It's Q. My bad. Q. I'm wrong. It is Q. Q. No, yeah, Q. Yeah, because he's a Q. My bad, bro.
Yeah,
I'm wrong.
We apologize.
I apologize. I know what you're talking about. Now it makes sense to me. You're a Q. My boy, a Q. I should know this type of stuff.
Yeah, I should know this. Hey, Chennisberry, he got it.
He a Q dog too. He a Q dog. And do you put TC over Prime now as far as the top Jackson State coaches? I would say yeah.
Absolutely.
Yes, he won he won the big game. You got to. To be fair, he won the big game. He won the game. No, I mean, Deion is what he did for Jackson State was awesome, bro. Like, I'm not going to be that person. But if you're talking about what the goal is to achieve the ultimate goal, I know TC Taylor got it.
You got the eventual Heisman Trophy winner on that team. You got two top 10 NFL draft picks on that team. You don't win a Celebration Bowl. What does that say about HBCU football? And also, what does that say about Jackson State and the players they have now? Jackson State, forget about the HBCU combine. They need to get some guys on that team with NFL, get some NFL looks. There's always pro scouts at their practices. Don't play with me. They achieved the ultimate goal in dominating fashion. Come on, NFL. Do the right thing. Do the right thing.
Ain't lying, bro. Ain't lying. Said my man Imperial Nubia said Deion didn't even break any Jackson State coaching records. Yeah, we know. Yeah, Chen is definitely. Yeah, he a bruh. Yeah, he a bruh. Keep it 100 fam says I could tell you where Jackson. I could tell you where Jackson State goes from here. They're going to get a boost in recruiting, obviously, and depending on which FBS team step up, they'll possibly get a victory against them. Ooh, it was supposed to be. Yeah, I got you. It was supposed to be Southern Mississippi, but they backed out.
Mo Williams is at home. Like, just give us 20% of this support. He's always pleading, like, come on, we need this.
Well, they ain't Jackson State. They ain't the football team. They're not as competitive.
They almost beat Georgetown.
Huh?
Just know that.
Georgetown stinks. I love you. I'm a Hoya, but
Georgetown. It's still Georgetown.
Nah, don't. No, when you suck, you suck. I don't care who you are. Your name could be your name. That's just a name. How you play. TC can run for mayor of Jackson and win by a landslide. He is the most popular person in the city right now. Ooh, I love it. I love the Jackson love, man. I love Jackson State love, man.
Jackson is winning right now.
I love the Jackson State love, man. I love it right now, man. Hey, Jackson State can't play Southern Miss anymore after that fight. You know the love ain't finna let that happen anymore. They got in a fight. Oh, I went. I didn't know that. See, y'all teaching me stuff. I ain't know. You know, we out here in the DMV, in the DC area. So y'all, we got Howard on this side. So I appreciate y'all for schooling us on the southern side, man. We do MEAC stuff too. You know what I'm saying? Hey, I'm already seeing subscriptions already. I appreciate y'all. If y'all on YouTube right now, hit that red subscribe button. I already got one. Jonathan, whoever y'all, I'm just gonna put you out there, bro. Thank you. Appreciate the subscription.
Sure, for subscribing. And you know what? For all you Jackson folks that are still watching, we gonna have a Sayers Guthrie. He's gonna talk about the game,
we are,
and the game preparation. He's gonna give us just all the behind the scenes stuff that we need to know about how this game was approached, because we all agree that one team vastly outplayed the other. One team was more prepared, one team was better coached, and one team was tougher and more physical, and that was Jackson State. So we're gonna know what went into that. Jackson State, they looked like they were enjoying the moment, just like South Carolina State was, but when it came game time, they looked like they were more locked in. And like I said, man, for the first time ever in my life, I saw Chennisberry look uncertain, and that speaks to what TC Taylor and his staff did.
Yeah, man, he deserves. I mean, back to TC Taylor, he does deserve a lot of credit. You know what I mean? Because I know it's funny. We're doing our pregame, I guess you call it pregame, our pregame show, and it was like you were like, he younger like us.
He is. He is.
Like, and that's kind of dope though, right? Now, real talk. Now, just put this in perspective. It's kind of dope to be on that stage and to out coach a guy who's been in the game. I don't care what level. When you're a good coach, you're a good coach. I don't care what level it is. That can transfer to anywhere. Like now to a point, we look at Willie Simmons. Look at him now. Like he's one of the best coaches in football. Period. You know what I'm saying? So. And he came from an HBCU, and people want to try to diminish HBCUs. We have great coaches in HBCUs. So, like, for him to come over here and know what kind of clout he had coming from Benedict now, but you got TC Taylor now, who's a younger dude, but able to out coach, Coach Berry. That says a lot, man. The dude, so he deserves a lot of credit just by how he got his team prepared. To your point, Ray, like, and to your point, and just to a point where his team was able to dominate many facets of football, man. That's crazy. Like, not just look, it's easy to say like offense, defense. That's an easy thing to say, like offense and defense. But where he dominated places in the trenches, he had his quarterback who isn't better than Phoenix. His quarterback outplayed the HBCU player of the year. That's how prepared he had his players play. You know what I mean? So, and his number one running back, he wasn't able to get those long runs that he's accustomed to getting at Irv Mulligan. But you know what? He had Matthews go out there and do some work. So it's like every element, like, okay, you take away my dude, I got other counters for that. Where if you look on the other side, there wasn't counters, and they weren't able to counter. That's why you got to say, like, yeah. He deserves multiple flowers because what he did in terms of getting his team prepared was amazing.
Even the play calling, he got Irv outside.
I thought that was great. I thought that was good. I thought it was real good.
And South Carolina State was not prepared.
Yeah.
Jackson State, youngest coaching staff in HBCU. How dope is that, Wole? Dang.
Say it again.
Jackson State, youngest coaching staff.
That's amazing,
all of HBCU. How dope is that? Your head coach, 46 years old, replaced the Hall of Fame. That's going to be the big storyline. It already was. Perrion Legend said that he continued to win post Deion Sanders. That was the storyline heading into this game. What is it going to look like? I'm seeing all the comments, loving y'all right now. The clubs, the atmosphere, Jackson's going to be off the chain. I'm going to live virtually. Maybe y'all can post something, man. I'm going to try to follow everybody, man.
Hey, I like this though. I do like the Sonic Boom C98. I like this. Morgan will be the man if he gets the right coaching in the offseason. I think he has potential to do some good things next year. I ain't gonna hold you. I think he has a lot of potential. A lot of potential. Like I do. I like how he's poised. You know what I'm saying? I do feel like, to your point, with more coaching, he can be much better. I do like that. I think a lot of
see. That's what I said. Shallow love JSU. He did not want to leave. You remember Shador was with Coach
Shallow does.
He
missed
Colorado for that.
Yeah.
Well, I brought Louis with me and all that stuff. He was like, Shallow didn't want to come.
I know. I heard.
I would not be. Well, Shallow got a game to prepare for, so he's not gonna pull up. But like I said, big night for JSU, including Travis Hunter. Even if some people, they don't like necessarily how things ended. I don't like how things ended with Coach Prime either. But Travis Hunter, he loves Jackson State just like Shallow, Shador. And it's going to be dope to see him possibly win that Heisman. I think he's going to win. I think it's a foregone conclusion, but you never know. Stranger things can happen. We'll see.
Sonic Boom, also the JSU haters disappeared from a lot of live streams after halftime.
You know what? There were a lot of people who were very confident that South Carolina State was going to dominate. And it's crazy how it turned out to be the opposite. Like I said, even myself saying I said it was going to be a close game, but I said if it's going to be a blowout, I think South Carolina.
Yeah, I know. I remember you saying that.
And people took it a step further, saying Jackson State not ready for what South Carolina State is bringing to the table. And
that's wild.
Hey, tell them, put it out there for sure. Focused and
finished. I agree with this. Focused and finished. Yes, they did.
It should have been a shutout. That's crazy.
It should have been a shutout. Real talk.
It should have been 42-0. You saw
real talk.
The phantom flags.
They had nothing to do with plays, bro. The hold on the sideline, it was like
I got the attendance. It was over 36,000 people at the game.
Yeah.
I got it right. Let me give you the exact number though. I got it right here. Hold on one second. because I just pulled that up earlier. One second, I almost got it. It was good attendance, but you know what though? That's like Aggie Eagle Classic attendance numbers. If I'm giving you kind of a
that's one it close for
picture,
Vegas. It seemed like it. It seemed like it.
It could. I thought it was gonna be a little bit more
completely inverse. Yeah,
36,820.
Yeah,
36,823 was the attendance for the Celebration Bowl.
I agree at this point.
Not bad at all. Not bad on. And it was mostly Jackson State. You saw that crowd.
Oh, John. Okay, what's up, John? Then he said, "How ironic! 2 years ago, Travis Hunter played in the Celebration Bowl and game tying touchdown for OT, and tonight he might win the Heisman Award. I think that's dope.
It is dope. It's dope. It's dope. It's dope too. How they couldn't win it. A Heisman Trophy winner couldn't win the Celebration Bowl.
Yeah.
What does that say?
I know, trying to insult us HBCU folks. You know what I'm saying?
No. I would say this, man. Shador and Travis. That first game, TCU. Colorado gets the win, national televised game. Everybody's putting up there. They said the guys from HBCUs came out and represented. They still got a lot of HBCU love.
Yeah, they do.
If Coach Prime would have simply left the right way instead of dipping out right after the last game, then coming back to coach the Celebration Bowl, we wouldn't even have this discussion. It's the way he did
freshman though too. It's a true freshman.
The fact that he didn't want TC, he really wanted Ed Reed and some other guys ahead of TC Taylor. That says a lot as well. Shout out to the athletic director over at Jackson State. Y'all know his name. Shout out to him. Shout out to Ashley. He did the daggone thing. He's turned this program around. And he's turned the athletic department around at Jackson State.
I know everybody's feeling good about Jackson State, possibly having an opportunity to get back here to the Celebration Bowl for next year because they feel like they're in position to do it. But let's go on the other side in terms of South Carolina State. Do you feel like they're in position to get back here? Do you feel like it'll be a little tougher for them to get back to this point?
Okay, so we talk about how there was this narrative about D2 players, right?
Yeah.
Coach Berry, I'll give you an example. Wole, his close to home. By the way, for those of y'all watching, Wole and I are graduates of the University of Maryland Eastern Shore. We don't have a football team, so we love y'all, by the way. But currently our basketball team was replaced by a D2 coach.
Yeah.
And we got a lot of D2 players on this team. And it's showing, unfortunately. They're competing, but then again, when they play against really good teams, it's not close. What Chennis Berry was able to do with some guys that he moved up from D2 level, and for them to run through the MEAC, to go undefeated in the MEAC, that hasn't happened. If you give him an off season now where he can recruit, I still think they come back just as strong next season, if not better, because I think he's going to have a better team on the football field next season. It's just the beginning for him. But they got to get that contract situation taken care of at South Carolina State. They got to get that taken care of. You got to be able to keep him because he's a name that's on some lists with 6 HBCU coaching vacancies out there. He's on some lists.
My man Sonic Boom said my way too early to predict, but he says Central back to the top of the MEAC. I can see that. Central is a tough team, and they're consistent. They're consistent. They're up there every year. I like this. This is funny. Jonathan said, "Bro, with that performance, how the hell they gonna make it to the Celebration Bowl?" I ain't gonna lie. Like if I was this like the first time of me acknowledging South Carolina State, if I watched the Celebration Bowl, this matchup, and just seeing what I've seen in the past in the Celebration Bowl, I would have the same thought process too. Hold
up though. Name outside of Walker Harris. I want somebody to name me a quarterback in the MEAC that scares them.
You talking about me a quarterback?
I'll wait. They can make it back.
I'm not talking about quarterback. I'm just talking about just the team in general, just to get to I get that one.
You got to have a quarterback. You can't just run the ball.
I mean, I don't feel like last year Howard didn't really have a quarterback, and they made it to the
no, but Quentin was experienced though. He's 5 years.
Yeah, but he's not a throwing quarterback. You can be experienced, but you're not throwing. We're talking about you throwing the football. Like him throwing the football was not.
It don't matter but still, like I said, if you look at
Central, like when you say Central's quarterback situation is better.
I said Walker Harris. I said.
Oh yeah, sorry, my bad.
I already said him. Okay. I'm saying outside of that, that's what I'm saying. That's the only.
But you don't know what transfer portals or whatnot. You don't, like, to your point. You wouldn't know in terms of who's going to be there next year. The way college sports is, you don't know.
To be honest with you, I think Jackson is going to have a tougher time getting back. You bring back Andrew Body for Alabama State with that defense. I think they're gonna be a tough fight.
I don't know. I think South Carolina, because to your point, you're talking about quarterback play. You get Morgan back, you're fine. Because that's going to be a higher level quarterback play. If you're going to use quarterback as an example, I think higher level quarterback play. I think they'll be fine.
Andrew Body, I think he'll elevate Bama State next year.
Because Bama don't have quarterback player.
Who Alabama State?
Yeah.
Well, that's because he got injured in the first game.
But
he got hurt in the first game.
But they also play like a slower style of football. They also play a slower style of football. But we'll see. I mean, I feel like I'm gonna be real. I feel like
Morgan State is a quarterback away. Morgan State is a quarterback away.
Yeah, they're that too. I just feel like in terms of the MEAC, maybe I guess it's you know what, you may be right because they're lesser teams than MEAC.
The first Michael Vick mention, pull it up, Ole.
They're lesser teams though too. That's another thing too.
What happened to it?
I got you.
Vick is the coach at Norfolk. Look for them to represent the MEAC next season. Wow, that quick. Jackson State will be back ready to defend the title. There's no way any other team in the SWAC East will compete.
Yeah, SWAC East is bad. Yeah, that's true. SWAC East is not. Yeah, I'll give him that.
So I'm not mad at that. I do like SWAC quarterbacks better. I like Miles Carley. I like I said, Andrew Body. Obviously, Morgan now is maybe I like him after what he did today. Jackson State is going to be tough. We already established that. Will they be back in this position next year? It's a high likelihood. But for the MEAC, it could be a toss-up. I look at quarterback play though. Connie O'Mana said on this show, he said, "Yeah, you got to have a guy that can spin."
Dude, that's true. It's facts.
You know what I mean? It's easy to stop constant running. It's easy to stop that.
It is. It is.
So we're gonna see what happens with the transfer portal. You mentioned it. There's a report that I got, a trusted source that said A&T has been extended an offer to come back to the MEAC. My point is the MEAC, if they can get more teams,
that'd be tougher.
The MEAC would be interested. Michael Vick is somewhere between 85 to 90% done. However, you know, they're past the degree part that he doesn't have a degree, but it's the criminal record part they're working with, trying to assemble the right staff. He's gonna get hired there. Michael Vick will attract the best recruits from that area. That
area has talent too, y'all. If y'all don't know this, I don't know if y'all where y'all located at. Well, I know where y'all located, but where Michael Vick is from, that place has so much talent. Athletic talent. It's not even funny.
Pump the brakes. We don't know if Vick will have the prime effect. We're assuming. That's an assumption. He gonna have a prime effect. I don't know if they'll be that good in year one, but considering Norfolk, you saw how they played at times this season. They competed against FAMU. They competed against Central. They competed even the first half against South Carolina State. With the right coach and the better athletes from that area, it could be fun. It could be fun. But think about this, especially if you get A&T back now, which might be in the picture. Yep. You add Tennessee State, which is the hope. If you get a new TV deal, you get more money in the conference. Tennessee State, Eddie George brings that team to the MEAC along with Michael Vick and Norfolk State. The MEAC is going to look a lot different next year, and then we might not be talking about this whole break situation.
I do like this question. Kevin Washington says, "Can Vic coach though?" All right, I think that the goal for Vic, if any guy who any coach, is to have the correct staff, or have try to get to hire the best staff around him. So I won't say can he coach. I mean, obviously you want him to be a good coach, but he's obviously in his own lane. Like, he's a quarterback, so obviously with his experience, depending on the guy he recruits, he's gonna have great intel for that quarterback. It's just like Prime Deion. Like, I'm not gonna say that Deion can coach quarterbacks up, but obviously, Travis Hunter's gonna learn a lot from Deion, right? He's gonna learn a lot from Deion. So, but it's all about having the appropriate coaches on his staff to help him out. That's how I look at it. So, if the first thing Michael Vick has to do is have the staff. If he has a good staff ahead with him, an experienced staff, because he's still a fresh coach. So he's a fresh coach, an experienced staff. Then I think we can kind of see where Michael Vick can go from there. Just like Eddie George. Eddie George had to have a decent staff around him. It wasn't like Eddie George was like, we didn't question Eddie George as in terms of his coaching. Look at him now. He's one of the best coaches in HBCU football. No, he's one of the best coaches in football, period, right now. So I'm not going to just say that.
So all I know is this. I can't tell you that Michael Vick can coach, but he's so interested in becoming a head coach. He was in the running for the running for the Morehouse job. He was a finalist for the Morehouse job. Obviously, they go with Terrence Mathers, another NFL guy.
Thank you. My point. Thanks. Keep it up, fam. Go ahead. The fact that he wants, that he has the eagerness. And I know some will say, well, just because you want to be a coach doesn't mean you're going to be a good coach.
But the name alone for recruiting, I think, will do wonders in terms of assembling athletes. You get the right coaching staff, which is the key for him, considering his background, lack of educational background, criminal history. Norfolk State could be honest. Norfolk State top 10 in attendance already. They get about the average just over 14,000 fans. They can hold 26,000 in that stadium. It could be a dope program down there at Norfolk State next season. But we can't talk hypothetical. Jackson State is who did the daggone thing today. South Carolina State shocked everybody. It won't surprise as many people next season, but they're going to have a new roster. If I had to put my money on it, though, with what TC Taylor did with the turnover he had, we talk about 70 players.
Yeah,
my money's on Jackson State to be back in this position a year from now.
Yeah, I mean, anything can happen. I'm with you though, Ray. But I do think they're in a good situation, a good position to get, to get back here. But now I think about, I think you could be right about. It could be a rematch. To be real with you, just because the limited teams in the limited teams in the MEAC
for now.
Yeah, but that could be like. So you think they're gonna have it for now, but it's not gonna happen off the rip. It's still gotta probably take a year or two, right?
Man, they better.
It can't happen off the rip.
They better. I hit a money piece that comes into play, but you got to get Tennessee State. You cannot let them stay.
No, I'm with you. I agree with you. I think it's going to happen, but it won't happen off the rip. It was probably, just like anything for alignment, these teams move in. It's not like that year now. It'll probably happen like in a couple years.
For Morehouse, yes, I agree with that. For Tennessee State and potentially A&T, maybe that could happen sooner.
Because teams got to work things out.
Hampton's going to be down the road. I'm pretty sure that's going to happen. The MEAC will be back. The MEAC
because they're going to need, but for next year, I'm going to say for next year.
For next year, South Carolina State right now is the front runner.
Because I feel like, to your point, like it's still a smaller division, depending on what these other schools do, but it's still a smaller division. This for you, Ray. Go ahead. I think I want to kind of.
All these people trying to TSU and HBCU to be in HBCU conference better be at every HBCU game.
Good point. That's a good one, Sonic Boom. That's a good one.
You know what? All I can do is tell you this, brother. I'm at Morgan games. I'm at Howard games, and they're never well attended. Coach Pugh clowned us years ago because he's like, y'all, nobody comes to y'all games up that way. But if Michael Vick and Norfolk State come to town, Eddie George and Tennessee State, you saw that was Howard's homecoming though. So that maybe you can't count.
It's different. That's a little different.
But the folks came out for the names. They do come out for the names. It's just a fact. Even though that was Howard's homecoming, I don't know if we can count that Wale. But Tennessee State, their fans travel. They were deep. They were deep at Howard that day.
I'm gonna let you read this one. It's a combination. But go ahead.
Eddie Jordan, Tennessee State. Beat Southeast Missouri team that was ranked in the top 6 in FCS football. All that coaches needed prior experience BS need to be thrown out the window quickly. The question.
This should be the question. But here goes. Add it. Here you go. I'm gonna add the B.
The question should be. Can you recruit well and bring money? And the answer for Vic is yes. He's going to have an NFL staff with the top recruiting class, along with Dion to help guide him. So he's going to succeed. I love it. Mm-hmm. Behold. I love it. Look at my lady smiling.
Behold, man, not behold, bro. I like no first thing too. Behold, I like it.
Dang, we need a football team, Wale.
I know you and me have to get a football team back. So Swanee gets this. Yesterday going back. You know what? You know what it's about. I mean, you know what's about to happen. They're going to have everybody want to come to. We said this: Jackson State University and the transfer portal players from FBS that want to come. Yeah. I mean, I do think that a lot of people want to bash Dion, but thanks to Dion, he's kind of made Jackson State, a place to be. You know what I'm saying?
He definitely helped. I mean, Jackson State,
he helped. And then now TC Taylor, this is just going to help even more. Being on ABC, like a national televised game, putting out their product. Yeah.
That's what I want to see, the numbers. How many people tuned in today? It should have been at least 2 million. You got a noon kickoff, the only bowl game at the time. Yeah.
It should, man. I totally agree. Kevin Watson said Tennessee State don't even travel to their own home game.
Hey, they showed up at Howard that day. That's all I can tell you.
He said they showed up at Howard.
I was at Howard homecoming that Friday.
That's why. It's Howard's homecoming. That's why. You're right. It's because of Howard's homecoming. It's Howard's homecoming. You're right. Everybody shows up to Howard homecoming. Right. Everybody shows up to Howard's homecoming.
I'm telling you, we need that Steve McNair effect. We need that to happen. We need that. And Michael Vick, I think, can provide that a similar outcome. You saw the graphic earlier. Steve McNair was top 3 Heisman voting, dude. We need that in black college football.
Shoot, man, you ain't even lying.
Without Deion, none of this is happening. And in the words of JSU's Robert Brazil, I'm grateful for what you did at University and City for sure. I got love for Coach Brown. Like I said, I just didn't like the way he left. Like my man Kyle Mosley said, that's like you trying to get a divorce and you go on your honeymoon with your new wife, then you come back and try to finalize the divorce. Didn't make sense. It was backwards. But shout out to Coach Prime. That's why I'm a Falcons fan on the NFL level, because of Coach Prime. So, Prime, it is what it is. But shout out to TC that did something that he didn't do, and that's win the HBCU National Championship. He won a Celebration Bowl. TC Taylor, only 46 years old. Gotta love him. Gotta love him.
All right, for you, if you had to have like the headline for what happened today, man, what would be your headline? What would be your thing that kind of like this you want to hone in on? What would be it from today's performance on either side? For real, to be honest with you,
Jackson State dominates.
Yeah,
that's it.
I think that's pretty good. I think that's just what it is. Jonathan Barnett says Steve.
That's dope. That's dope.
Third.
That's dope.
1994 Heisman. Well, fun fact: Warren Sapp came in last. That's what's up, man.
Here we go. I'm telling you now, if Norfolk give Vic as a coach, a super HBCU conference needs to be formed, ready to make an FBS jump within 2 years. Wow, that's what Prime wanted. Remember, he said the MEAC needs to fold up like a tent. Sonya Stills ain't forgot that, but this is a good reason right here.
Yeah,
I'm telling you, McClellan, I don't know. He can't. He's kind of greedy. I don't think he's going to want to form a college.
Go ahead.
Dr. McClellan is kind of greedy.
Oh man, I'm still trying to get him on the show, bro. I was trying to get him on the show. Everybody but him.
Everybody tries to get that dude, man.
Every commish but him, bro. We got everybody but him.
Shout out to Dr. Holloman, man. Even he pulled up. We couldn't get Dr. McClellan on this show.
Yeah. Every commissioner but him on this show. Come on, man.
Shout out to all HBCU football. They were pointing that out. Miles College. We had Miles College running back on this show. You already know. Kingston Davis came on this show.
Oh man, thank you.
Appreciate you guys, man. Hey, Rich, hey, subscribe, brother. We appreciate you. And also shout out to our guy, Dr. Henry Frazier at Virginia State, Virginia Union. You already know what they did in the playoffs. HBCU football put on this season. South Carolina State is included in that. Elijah Williams, he's gonna play at the next level from Morgan State.
We don't be on coaches.
We wish we could. Y'all gotta turn up on campus for us tonight.
Coaches call. We don't do a coaches call, but we we interview a bunch of coaches though.
Yeah. Well, we should. That's a problem.
But we interview.
You know what? We are part of Black Sports Insiders. I could definitely be on a coaches call more often. It's just something I haven't prioritized, to be real. It's basketball season right now. Tell me, that's over with. So, but appreciate you though. Yeah. Next season I'll be on the call more.
Ray could probably be on the call. Turn up for Jackson State, obviously, man.
That's what I said. That's what
I said. Bro. It's a vibe.
Crazy.
You know what I'm saying?
That's what I want to see videos of. I want to see Jackson.
Bro, we need to have. You know what? We do need to have a football team. We do need to have a football team.
That's why I said Atlanta gonna be crazy tonight.
Bro. We need to have a football team.
Gonna be crazy. Jackson's gonna be partying all week.
Yes.
This is just the start. It's gonna be all week, man. We hopefully, like I said, we're gonna have a Sayers Guthrie on at some point. We'll hit him up. Probably,
we'll hit him up. I'll probably try to get. I'm gonna see if I get him. I'm gonna see if I could try to get him at least probably by Thursday at the latest. Thursday, Friday. I'm gonna see if I can get a Sayers on.
Yeah, his whole family they made the trip from Delaware to.
What's up, man?
So he's gonna be occupied. I know it's gonna be a lot going on for him.
Oh man, yeah.
You should join the SWAC and MEAC call. For sure. Yeah. But
I know y'all. We about to close this show out, but this has been dope, man. Appreciate y'all for pulling up with us, man, chiming in. Like Ray mentioned, if anything, if you're on YouTube right now, hit that red subscribe button right now. And also like this video. It'd be great for our algorithm for HBCU content. So just like this, so YouTube can understand. Like, all right, we cover HBCU stuff too. We got a lot of HBCU content. We got the HBCU corner playlist too. So we got a bunch of wild, interesting interviews, bro, with various people from all HBCU sports circles, man. So it's amazing. So make sure you if anything, just hit this red subscribe button. If you haven't, hit the red subscribe button. Also like this video and also go check out our HBCU corner playlist. Oh, hang on, here's a clinic. Jonathan has a question. Any HBCU basketball covers next month for the conference play? Well, yeah, we at the. You didn't know that we covered the MEAC tournament. Sure. We're there. We will be there.
I'll be.
Did I just lose Ray? Like we see Ray be glitching and stuff. He's all black now. Look at it's terrible. But yeah, you good?
I'm back. Yeah, sorry. I'm covering women's this coming week. I'll be at Howard on Tuesday. Yeah, I'll be at Howard on Tuesday. They play I want to say they play ODU on Tuesday, Old Dominion. So I'll be there for that game.
Oh yeah, man, thanks, man. Appreciate you. Man, that's what I'm talking about. That's what I'm talking. Appreciate you.
Hey, thank you for subscribing. Pull up. We got to get more SWAC content.
You know, more of that in these spaces. Oh, appreciate it, bro. Appreciate it. Yeah, we in there, man. We're gonna in March. We'll be at the MEAC tournament, and we're gonna provide interviews. We're gonna be all pressers. We write articles. You know what I'm saying? So we're everywhere on that. So and we do
check us out. Check out the Black Sports Insiders too. Every Wednesday, 9 p.m. Central Time on HBCU Plus. Also, Urban Edge Network. You can catch that on DirecTV. Shout out to the team over there. They're covering the Celebration Bowl today. Keisha Kelly, Wilton Jackson, and the guy Kyle Mosley. Shout out to them.
Yeah. So, but yeah, check out our content. We got our HBCU corner stuff, and we have. If you look at it right now, we have from last year. We got MEAC tournament stuff for the basketball, boys and girls. So check us out. It's like a bunch of content. You know what I mean? So we make sure, but we'll be there too in March though too. So make sure you pull up. We may do some stuff. We may do some live stuff too. So we just gotta figure out how to do the configurations up there. But if we can do that, we'll let y'all know. But if anything, you will have content. We'll definitely have content, a lot of content. But yeah, man, appreciate y'all for pulling up, man. Appreciate y'all for tuning in. If you want to subscribe to our podcast, our audio podcast, just go to Spotify, Apple Podcasts, tune in, iHeartRadio, and other podcast platforms. Just search the Urban Sports Scene. And like I mentioned before, if you want to know our socials, at Urban Sports Scene on IG, at Urban Sports Scene on TikTok and X, and also on our Facebook group, on Facebook, just search Urban Sports Scene as well. Basketball is my favorite sport. Yeah, we do big basketball, Jonathan, bro. Big basketball. We've interviewed Norfolk's coach, men's and women. We Coach Jones for the men, and for the women, Coach having a moment right now. What's my guy's name?
Vickers, Larry Vickers.
Yeah, really, Coach Vickers. Sorry, Coach Vickers. Thank you, my bad. Coach Vickers. We've interviewed UMES's coaches, both new coaches. We basketball coaches. We've interviewed. We're setting up an interview with Dale State's coach, and Coach Waterman. So yeah, we're out here for basketball. We definitely out here for basketball. Are you on mute?
Pull up.
Yeah, so pull up. Yeah, so definitely pull up. But yeah, anyway, we appreciate y'all for tuning in. Make sure y'all catch us next time. Anyway, you've been listening to the Urban Sports Scene for ages. You dig? Deuces. We are out.
Peace.